good, my homages? Welcome back to another video. Sunday is special because, well, God rested on Sunday, and also we're gonna be doing another video about stories behind my paintings, and today's very special to me because this is gonna be for all three of my boards. I had this vision in my mind, and I'm just gonna give you a brief backstory here. I had this vision in my mind and I was like, hey, you know what I wanna do? I want to paint on a skateboard. Now, before you come at me in the comments and say things like, oh, that's not a skatable board, I can't skate on that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know that now. I know I didn't buy the right boards, but you know what? These skateboards are basically for show and tell. You can ride on them if you want, but you're not gonna do like super cool tricks. I didn't really understand what I was ordering. Also, I needed to order something affordable in my price range because, well, we are on a budget here. So I did put grip tape on two of them. The second board that I painted, I ended up screwing up the grip tape the first time because I overcommitted, and yeah, so the last board doesn't have grip tape on it. They don't need it because they're more so meant for wall decor, because I think that they look cool. Where I got the inspiration was my tattoo artist when I got because I have a color sleeve here. It's like 3/4 of a sleeve. When I walked into like his studio area, he had some skateboards that were painted, so I've been very inspired by them. I've been sitting on this idea for the last couple of years, I want to say. So yeah, today is all about skateboards, and today is all about the stories behind them, so I'm really excited to get into this. Alright, so this first one here is called Taking My Power Back. You can see the little skeleton dude. He's holding a lightning bolt. And then what I actually did was I saw this idea online. I put tape here and I painted my thing, like I put the tape down first after I sanded the board, blah, blah, blah. And then once I lifted the tape up, I painted like this green stuff in here to make it look like it was drippy. And then you got it down here too, but I used pink instead and shaded all of that. First time ever painting a pineapple. She turned out pretty cute. This here says dead inside. There's a starfish here. It's kind of ocean themed, obviously. And as you can see here, the skeleton is kind of sinking, right? And he's rising, there's power there. And the message behind this board is, I kind of have a funny little story for you. It's not funny. It wasn't funny then, but it's funny now. I posted on TikTok for like 3.5 years. None of my videos ever went viral, and I was an avid poster. Well, I was running into them shadow banning me for like slipping out swear words and stuff here and there. I know that's the reason why. And I knew that they were shadow banning me because one minute I would get under 500, like 300 to 500 views on one video, and then the next video I posted got 50. So I know that's the reason why, and I know that they were shadow banning me. So this was kind of my FU to the app because I was frustrated with them, and I was like, well, if I'm feeling a certain way, I might as well just paint my feelings. The waves are really cool because it's kind of Japanese art inspired, the way that I painted them. I just wanted this piece to be different. It's kind of cartoonish, but realism in the same sense. So this turned out really cool. Put the grip tape on here. I had one person comment on one of my videos and be like, oh my god, like this was a person I knew. They're like, you did a way better job putting that grip tape on than Zoomies ever did. And this was my first ever attempt. I don't know, I've done graphics for a very long time. I do have a graphics machine. I put my dad's graphics on some of his equipment and machinery, so yeah, kind of experience with tape and such. But yeah, that's what this looks like. This board is super sweet. It has a special place in my heart. I wanted to talk about this as well. When you're a person that's following your dreams and you're doing things that nobody else around you is doing, you're gonna hit roadblocks. I mean, I've seen a few people get lucky, but I know if you want to be an entrepreneur or start your own business or, you know, kind of dive into something creative, there's you hit all these roadblocks, and this shit is not for the weak. Following your dreams isn't for the weak. I painted this piece very shortly after I quit my 9-to-5 job to pursue art full-time and, you know, pursue being a full-time creative, and that was kind of a staple piece where I was just frustrated with short-form content. After that, I ended up taking a break from the app for quite a few months, especially over the summer. One, my phone storage was full and I couldn't fit no more in there. She was plugged up. I'm kind of a picture and video hoarder. That's kind of my experience with that. I've kind of been making some short form content. Me and my friend Brandy, I talk about her often on here, but she's my only YouTuber friend and she understands a lot of what I'm going through and I understand what she's going through, and we just talked about how, you know, in order to make it on social media, as much as we don't want to, we have to do short form content. And I don't so much mind doing short form content. It's a lot of work, but I think sometimes where the hindrance came was like spending all this time on a short video and then it not getting any views, or like thinking my artwork sucks. It's kind of the creative mind trap. All right, so this next piece is my favorite. Well, one of my favorites. I don't know if between this one and the other one, out of all the skateboards, this one and the next one are my favorite because it just keeps getting better. Now, I normally draw skeletons, moths, you know, lots of dead and dark things, and then I make bright and poppy colors, and I basically pull the light out of the darkness. That's the message around my artwork. It's all based around mental health awareness. And I just wanted to create something really fun for the new chapter in my life after I quit my job. And this is just how I was feeling. I kind of had a little bit more time and freedom because when I had my 9-to-5 job, I'd work 40 hours a week. And then sometimes I'd have meetings after work because, you know, I was basically a supply chain analyst, and other regions of the company that I worked for were based in a different country, so I had different time zones. But on top of everything else, I was juggling a business on top of it. So this was kind of, you know, the sweetness of life. Just basically taking a step back, living in the moment. That's what this represents. I got this little candy corn. Isn't it cute? And then it says the sweetness of life. I think, yeah, this one's signed too. They all are. There's a cupcake, some suckers. This is way different than what I normally draw. I've never painted or drew any of this kind of stuff in my life. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to try something different. All right, last but not least, but this is my absolute favorite one. I really love the way that this turned out. This board is called The Fear of Letting Go, and I wanted to create something different. These boards are so different, they range, and I'm very proud of every single one of these. But I just wanted to say that when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate traditional artwork. I kind of thought it was ugly when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. And then as I got tattoos and I grew older, it grew on me. I grew this love for traditional tattoos and the history behind it and just all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I want to make it look like there's stickers on a board. And so I was really proud of myself for how this turned out because she looks pretty dope. All of my boards have like a polyurethane coating on them. I sprayed clear coat on them, like a spray can, just because I feel like when you put polyurethane directly on it, it makes acrylic bleed a little bit. So I put like a quick drying spray on, and then I put polyurethane over the top. So they're very glossy, really vivid. It makes everything just brighten up. Kind of makes it juicy, so to speak. Make it look snatched. All right, so as you can see here, this one doesn't have grip tape on it because that board before does, what one was that? The Sweetness of Life. That one does have grip tape on it. This is the only one that doesn't. I might add it. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't really need it. But yeah, this is the back of it. It looks pretty sweet. It kind of looks like it came out of a printer. I'm very proud of myself. The shading on this, like I said before, there's just a lot of detail in it. The symbolism behind this painting has a very in-depth meaning to it. So I was out on a walk and I almost stepped on a snake, and this was within like a couple days of itself. I was minding my own business the first time. I almost stepped on a snake and it jumped in the air and like bit back at me. Lime green snake, never seen anything like it, and I kind of looked like a crazy person. I was cussing, I'm like, what the F? It startled me, okay? I'm not afraid of snakes, I just don't like the fact that they bite. I'm terrified of spiders though. Anyways, a couple days later, I'm going on a walk again, the same thing almost happened, but it was a gardener snake, went the other direction. And I feel like the symbolism in this is, it's not that snakes are horrible or anything like that. There's some people who really love them, but one thing that, you know, really stood out to me and that I heard spiritually was, beware of snakes, beware of people from your past creeping in. And that's why I have this snake here. And he's got his fangs out, basically. This eagle up here is a symbolism of protection. My mom was Native American. She was 50% Ojibwe from the Red Lake, Minnesota tribe. So, I don't know, every time I see an eagle, I think of my mom, Missy, and I got him up here for protection. The rose here represents love. So it's like my mom and then love. And then the anchor here symbolizes don't let people drag you down. One thing I wanted to mention about the snake was be aware of toxic things creeping back into your life. It's not only applies to people, but it's tendencies, habits, thought patterns, all of that stuff. It's basically just trying to check yourself and just kind of get a grip on your mental health and just kind of check yourself at the door, whether it's ego, whether it's self-doubt, whether it's anything that's weighing you down. It's okay to be there for people, but it's not okay if they pull you down with them and you get consumed by their dark stuff. These cards down here represent kind of the luck that I've had in life. Here's the thing, like, some of us have a harder journey, some of us, you know, kind of seems like other people have a walk in the park. We all struggle with something. There's no hurt that compares to a certain amount of hurt, but personally speaking, from the shit that I've gone through in the last 12 years, I know that my path is harder than most of the people in my life. And it's not saying, oh, the harder the stuff you go through, the better of a person you are, the more that it makes you better than them. Like, I'm not better than anybody, but it's just kind of like how I was feeling, like the luck that I was dealt in life and how my perception has changed, because my gratitude is so much deeper than it used to be. I used to be grateful for things, but I deeply feel gratitude in my heart, and every morning I say gratitude practices. I'm not just saying I'm grateful, I feel it, like feel it deeply, and that to me is huge. It's reminded me that I've done a 180 in my life. This eye here, where is it? I don't even know where I'm pointing. This eye here is just being self-aware and healing your pain, taking charge of your life and not blaming others for, you know, wrongdoings, or like, obviously people need to take responsibility, but sometimes there's certain people in your life that you're not going to get that from. The mom down here is to represent the mother wound that I've been working through. The dagger here represents fighting through silent battles. The sparrow represents looking up for better days ahead. That's why his head is up. And then, I don't know, these little things here, kind of placed them everywhere, but it kind of reminds me of the bird is reaching for the light. So as you can see around the skateboard, I used words. There's some in black here, you can't really see them, like that says faith, miracles. These are all words that have been weighing heavily on my heart lately. I have breakthrough, hope, self-love, faith, miracles, and it's just a reminder to never give up, and I have that on here. It says never give up on the bottom here. So I have blue and red in here. These are tears, and then this is blood. It represents the blood, sweat, and tears that I've poured into my life, into my healing, and into my journey, and just the things that I've gone through, everything that I've worked for to this day, and what my life speaks about at the moment right now in time. Yeah, the dark times just remind us that there is light, and there's always light in life, and sometimes, you know, it feels like we're stuck there, and it feels like things aren't gonna get better, but as I've grown through my life, and as I've kind of went on this self-healing journey, I've just kind of learned to accept that I am who I am. Like, I can change things about me, but I'm not a self-improvement project. I'm forever gonna be healing. We're forever gonna be evolving. We're forever gonna be changing. We're all forever gonna be having different interests anytime in this life. So these 3 skateboards represent different stages of my life, and I just hope that they kind of speak to you and bring light to your life as well, kind of the messages behind them, because it's more than just, you know, a painting or making something that looks like a sticker that's not, and it's actually painted. There's a lot of meaning and a lot of depth that goes into these things. These boards are available on my website, so if you're interested in them, they are posted. The original artwork itself is for sale. My website is www.rockinbakken.com. I'm gonna put some links down in the description for you, so they'll be down there. Basically, everything that I do is based around all the struggles that I've personally gone through. So if you're watching this, life does get better. I know it's cliche to say in moments when we feel like it doesn't get better or it's not going to, but I promise you this, in time it does. Allow yourself to sit in the pain, journal about it, don't push it away. That's one of the things that I wished I wouldn't have done, is suppressed it. There's a guy named Adam, I can't remember, I think it's Adam Doe? I don't remember his last name, but he was saying something about suppression leads to depression, and I couldn't agree with him more on that, honestly. So if you're watching this video today and you're struggling, my heart goes out to you. The storm will pass, and I'm praying for brighter days ahead of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Allow yourself to have a bad day, but it's not a bad life. Until next time, my homages, I love all of you. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what one's your favorite, and until next time, peace out.